Welcome, everyone, to Metroid Dread. Now, I have to admit that so many people have already done this or are doing it actively right now that it almost seems kinda silly to do this now. Like, I feel like anyone could have, by now, who wants to watch this could easily have found a content creator that they love that has done it or is doing it. But I said I would do it, and it would probably still be fun to get my thoughts out there anyway, so I mean, I'll still go ahead and do it. This might not go as smoothly as Samus Returns did, I'm thinking. I would probably expect more deaths, and I may be less efficient with getting all the items, but I'll still get all of them sooner or later. We'll see how it goes. By the way, this opening narration is supposed to be, like, from Samus. I'm just gonna do it as an impartial narrator, because I can't do a good Samus voice. Metroid, a virulent floating organism that drained energy from its prey through physical contact. Metroids were originally created by the Chozo. Oh, we're just coming right out and saying it now. And they were named after their word for ultimate warrior. Their value as a bioweapon sparked several crises, and as a result, all traces of them have been eliminated. They are now extinct. X-Parasite, a gelatinous, parasitic organism indigenous to the planet SR388. It could absorb the DNA of its host, living or dead, and replicate its form. When infecting a living host, it could even access the host's memories. X-Parasites were driven not by emotion, but by an instinctive need to replicate and spread to increasingly stronger hosts. Their inability to be controlled marked them as even more dangerous than their sole predator, the Metroids. Like the Metroids, they are believed extinct. I don't like that choice of phrasing. And this is all some just like really cool art, kind of recapping Metroid Fusion, which I mentioned was Metroid Fusion's plot was really important. With no Metroids surviving on SR388, it became infested with the X, horrifying parasites capable of imitating any living being. Unaware of this, Samus set foot on the planet, got infected, and almost died. Oh, look at the little, like, Metroid and X-Parasite sprites. That's such a cool little... I didn't even notice that the first time. The only thing that saved her was a vaccine created from Metroid DNA, which also left her uniquely able to oppose the X. This ability was tested immediately when she went to a Biologic Space Laboratories research station to investigate a distress signal. Man, it would be cool to see Metroid Fusion with these graphics. There, Samus battled many powerful X forms, including the SA-X, which was the X mimicking her in her power suit at full strength. She eventually eliminated the X menace on SR388 by setting the BSL research station on a collision course with the planet. After that, the X and Metroids were just memories. Or so we thought. Just when it all seemed over, the Galactic Federation received a mysterious video transmission. They're still around. Or so it would seem. It showed an X alive and in the wild. Thorough analysis proved the video was real. Although the sender was unknown, the transmission was traced to a particular planet. It was called ZDR. If the X had somehow escaped extinction out there, they would pose a threat to the entire galaxy. The Galactic Federation dispatched a research team of 7 EMI to investigate. You've probably seen these in promotional artwork by now. An EMI is a large research robot designed to capture field samples and extract their DNA. Their incredible mobility and protective plating, made of the strongest stuff in the universe, practically guaranteed the mission's success. But not long after their arrival on ZDR, all communication was lost. So once again, as always, seemingly, or like it seems like always, what is happening on ZDR? Is the planet really infested with X? As the only one immune to the parasites, it's up to Samus to go there and find out. So, I'm gonna, there's gonna be voice acting after this point, but there's a couple scenes where it's not gonna be in English, I'll say that. And, I know some people like to watch these kind of half paying attention, not really fully watching, and might not want to read subtitles. So when we get to that, I'll have an unlisted version of those videos where I do the acting. Even though it won't be as good, at least it'll be in English if that's helpful to you.
We'll soon be entering ZDR's atmosphere.
The bounty for this mission does not seem appropriate. The risk clearly outweighs the reward. Treat our lost assets with care, lady.
Entering the atmosphere in T-10. 9.
Yeah, Samus's ship computer and also Adam, they both do speak in English throughout the game. But there'll be a couple scenes where we'll get not English, so yeah, we'll deal with that when it comes up.
That elevator leads to the depths of an underground facility. Signal quality is likely to be low. Remote communication remains stable. Try to connect to the facility's network when you reach the bottom. That way, they can gain in contact. Any objections, lady?
Oh, we're not wasting any time, are we? There's the evil Chozo. Probably. He kinda looks it. Yep, he's evil. That's not good. Ooh, the counter! Shoot. Well, that's as good an explanation for any as to why we're gonna start this game at near zero, like usual. I like this new suit design. By the way, I recut these scenes a little bit. They don't play in chronological order. If you haven't seen that already before, then you could easily go see what I'm talking about. I just thought that would be smoother. The non-chronological thing on a series of cutscenes that play in succession anyway didn't make a lot of sense to me. I get that they're trying to show that Samus is flashing back on what happened, but it was just kind of jarring. It didn't really flow that great to me. Yep, no charge beam, and that door doesn't open with just regular shot. We need something a little stronger than Pew Pew. I really like this area. Just all of the, like, essentially set design in this game is fantastic. You'll see that as we go, if you are actually watching this for the first time through me. Also, I'm gonna just say it right away. There's a lot of detail in the background. There's so much to talk about. This game adds this thing, which, yeah, as usual, of course, we don't have the morph ball right off the bat, but we got this, like, action slide to get through some tight spaces like this. That's so cool. I really like this a lot. And, of course, the free aiming from Samus Returns. What was the other thing I was gonna say? I'll say, like, right off the bat, just, this game feels so much better than Samus Returns does to me. Not like Samus Returns feels super bad, but this is just so much smoother. Maybe, like, even just, like, the frame rate probably helps with that. This game runs in 60 FPS when during gameplay. But I think also it's the... I talked about a bunch of stuff during, like, Samus Returns. It's the whole, like, not being on a strictly handheld system, I think also helps this a lot. It allows them to let you move kind of faster and more smoothly. The camera's not cramped, so you can see more of where you're going. It's just, really nice. I think I need a drink of water.
Uploading data.
So, you've accessed a network station. Well done, Samus. I have reviewed your vital signs and video log from the data you uploaded.
That's a cool design for Adam. I find it a little unsettling, but it's also kind of cool.
I've run a full analysis, but I cannot account for why you lost consciousness. My readings indicate dramatic physical changes in you. Whatever caused these changes seems to have stripped you of most abilities. You might call it physical amnesia. That brings me to your assailant. I am checking the Federation database against your video log. It appears to have been a Chozo. The attacker's identity is not yet clear. I have determined that you are somewhere within the depths of ZDR. Your top priority should be to return to your ship on the surface. This situation is precarious. Trust your instincts as you navigate upward. This planet appears to consist of multiple areas. Shuttles, elevators, and other modes of transport connect them. Keep an eye out for ways to reach the surface. The ship's location is marked on your global map. Check it for yourself. You may encounter pockets of low temperature. Your Metroid DNA renders you vulnerable to such environments. Spending time in cold areas will be harmful to you. There are many such cold areas scattered underground. Do not enter them with your basic power suit. One final thing. Underground interference is preventing radio transmissions. Check in with me at any network stations you find.
Alright. Bit of a dire situation, but that's not unusual for Metroid. Yep, that's far away. So, it's kind of, to me, a neat inversion of what, or like inversion or subversion of what you usually tend to do in a lot of the Metroid games I've played. I do realize, though, well, first we've got other stuff going on. Like the game officially introducing us to the counter. It is just as fun to use here. In fact, I would say even more fun, because my one gripe with, like, the counter system is gone. Look at this freaking smooth, just... I don't know how to describe this maneuver, but it feels so good to do. So, moving and countering is no longer a problem in the least. very good in this game. They pretty much solved my one problem with it, which is to have it be more fluid in how it like works in motion, basically. But yeah, I do realize, having recently watched a friend replay the original Metroid on NES, that game kind of does this too. But most games, I feel, in the series, at least that I've played, kind of have you starting near the surface and going deeper and deeper into the planet. This one starts you deep in the planet, and your objective is to try and get out. If an area on the map is blinking, it indicates that a hidden item is there. Yeah, this game has some different ways it handles the map. That's a nice feature. I don't like this map as much, actually, though. I'll probably talk more about that later, but there's good features to it, too. So you can see we could slide through there, and then we blew up the thing, and now we can't get back. Like, if we had the morph ball, we could, but we can't slide through that, so... And now, we're getting our introduction to something else. You cannot hurt it! An enemy's attack can be countered by pressing X at the exact moment of the flash. However, the timing is extremely difficult to gauge, making this a desperate maneuver. You will probably fail more often than not outside of this cutscene. Slide under it and go. You cannot hurt it, just run. Luckily, this one seems kind of beat up for some reason, and it can't climb the wall. So, bye. Interesting. The energy from the central unit transformed the arm cannon into an Omega cannon. Omega Blaster online. Now, with this, we shift into this perspective when we're aiming. Gotta hold R, and... that packs a punch. I guess I kind of blanked on what I was supposed to do there. I haven't done that before, just tried to open that door. You're not supposed to do that. That's fine, we can have an early death. A lot of people probably aren't dumb and don't show that. Maybe I'll be showing people something new. I've never seen that before. This is what you're supposed to do. Shoot the obvious thing. Shoot the obvious glowing red eye with the big old Omega cannon blast, and it goes down. Yeah, we lost the power-up. Keeping that would have been a little too good to be true. Cannon offline, reverting to regular arm cannon. But we beat up the Emmy. Got rid of the Emmy, so, all good. Well, we're back on the other side now. And we're able to get here. This game, I feel, does a lot of things intentionally different from what's done in a lot of the Metroid games, and I think that's very cool. And, like, this whole action slide thing I like for early on, because compared to the Morph Ball, well, it gives them ways to control... It gives them some interesting ways to control where you can and can't get to, like that thing that collapses in the previous room. If they just gave you the Morph Ball right away, they couldn't... That obstacle wouldn't really work. But because we have this slide that only works on the ground, they could allow us in and then break the thing and not also... And they could have also, like, just had a solid wall drop to trap us in, but then you wouldn't have a way back and forth after that, like, very easily. So, I don't know, it's cool. I like it. And the action slide in general is just pretty cool. It is a nice addition to Samus's toolset, I feel. Just get rid of the water so that we can jump up here to this creepy door that I don't like. Highlighted a whole area for us. Central units. Can't get through there. Yep, there's another one. That is not gonna work. It is time to run. Gee, I guess it can't crawl through that opening. Convenient for me. Or it just didn't see me? I don't know. I totally didn't notice that when I originally played. But there's something interesting in the background there if you're really looking. There was some, like... I was gonna point out all the, like, cool detail in the background, like the animals and stuff. But there was, like, something that grabbed one of the animals and then just dove into the water. Well, we can't go this way yet. Oh hey, missiles. Okay, what do you got for me, Adam?
Uploading data.
Both enemy you encountered were clearly trying to capture you. They may have been hacked. If so, it's reasonable to assume all enemy will be hostile.
Great.
Enemy send out a pulse to detect vibrations in the air within a certain range. Essentially, they can hear you. Upon detecting vibrations, an enemy enters surveillance mode to track their source. Stay out of its line of sight when this happens. Otherwise, the danger to you increases dramatically. An enemy that has seen you will begin pursuit. Part of the pursuit protocol is to seal the enemy's own exits. You will be trapped inside.
That's very mean, but it is what contributes the most, almost like the most tension to it at some times, I think.
To survive, you must leave its range of pursuit. Evade the enemy and it will disengage. This will also unseal the exits. An enemy never leaves its assigned zone. Their control system must permit them to operate only within that range. I estimate a 99% probability of death if an enemy captures you.
I wouldn't say 99%, but the counter timing is pretty rough.
There may be a very small opportunity to escape. but exploiting this window will be virtually impossible. The enemy are immune to your current weapons. You lack the unique energy used to defeat the first enemy. Your only option now is to evade capture and find an exit. Your highest priority in an enemy zone should be simply to survive.
So we've got a stealth element going on here. I would wager, and we'll see, but I would wager that perhaps the most deaths in this playthrough of hard mode are actually just gonna come from the Emmys. We'll see how that pans out. I do really like their inclusion, though. Metroid Fusion was, like, the first time that the Metroid series, in my view, kind of dabbled a little bit in, like, horror. That game could be spooky with the SAX. But, like, the chase sequences now in Fusion are not scary anymore for me because I know how to get through them very easily. It's really not the least bit frightening when you just know how to deal with it. And it can even be kind of funny in some... There's even some things you can do that can be kind of funny with the SAX. But the Emmys, for me, brought back that sense of dread, haha. That sense of, like, anxiety of that, like, the SAX originally instilled in me back when I first played that game years ago. And the Emmy can, like, continue to be difficult to deal with. I feel that probably they are always going to be a little bit difficult to handle, so that their kind of scariness will never just completely wear off. Perhaps. Whew. Thankfully, detecting you doesn't seal the exits. It's just when its actual, like, cone of vision sees you that you have a problem. So it's not as bad as it may seem at first, but you still have to be a little careful. And as you can imagine, some enemies are going to be worse to deal with than others. They're going a little easy on us right now because we're at the start of the game. There's all these little visual touches. I like how these rooms are, like, all dark when you enter, but then once you activate the save point, it lights up. And I like the way Samus's suit parts glow in dark rooms. I want that. I can't get to it, but I want it. Oh yeah, this game makes you deal with an amount of underwater stuff without the gravity suit. And again, I think that's kind of different for Metroid, and I kind of like it. I like all the little, like, different things this game does. It kind of, in the case of this game, I feel the water's not unbearable, the underwater travel in this game. It's not, the slowdown, the slowness isn't great, but it's okay. And, like, not having a way to deal with it just kind of makes you appreciate when you are able to circumvent that much more. Another nice thing that this game does is that they've kind of consolidated things. Like, the room where Adam talks to you doubles as the save room, and the map rooms also double as save rooms. And then instead of dedicated, like, recharge rooms, you just have various statues along the way. We've passed a number of them that'll refill stuff. Just some nice consolidation of things. Instead of having, like, I guess three different rooms for things, you just have a couple. I had to think for a second if it was like 3 or 4. I think it was only like 3 different rooms in Fusion. I wanted to, like, bait it into a counter, but I didn't handle that very well, and then I was almost dead just from bumping into it, and I suddenly remembered I'm playing hard mode, and I should, I need to play better than that. Now back into the danger zone. I thought there was something I needed to do here, but... No, I'm thinking of... Uh-oh. I've been spotted already, that's bad. Where am I going? What am I doing? This switch, that's what I'm doing. Goodbye. I thought... That's strange. I thought when I raised the water there, it let me... Okay, well that's... He's gonna... Yep, it's gonna come through that door, so I'll go up here. Why didn't it... Oh, I have to stay on it. I didn't remember that. Okay. There we go. Or rather, like... That's not simply me not remembering, I just didn't even know that. I didn't know that I actually had to stay on it long enough. Let's see, this purple one, I think this is health? Yeah. So I don't need that. What is through this door? That might be the way I'm supposed to go. What's over here? Oh, yep. Well, hold on. What's down here? Maybe this is actually where I'm supposed to go. That's fine. That's a good power-up to get. I probably wouldn't have gotten far in the other direction without the charge beam anyway. No more pew-pew. We got a proper blaster now. That just loops back to there. Gonna avoid that other room for now, because I would die way too quickly. Again, just to point out, I love... There's so many details I love in this game graphically, and like... Charging your beam is one of them. Just that, like... That kind of... That shake and, like, just that vibration in the air when it reaches full charge is really nice. Well, I can't go that way, so never mind. I probably wanted to just go ahead and loop back around, because there's new doors I can open now. Oh, one of you. Another one of you. As always, the counter is the fastest way to deal with enemies when you can pull it off. And it's just good for refilling missiles and energy, because you get so many health and ammo drops when you counter. Ooh. Gimme. More health, so I can survive a little bit longer. Of course, you don't necessarily need to counter. That's... Oh, yeah, that was actually my other complaint with Samus Returns that I don't remember if I properly brought up during the commentary. But it feels like enemies in that game were so tanky for so long that, like, until you got pretty far and, like, a lot of the upgrades, it felt kind of impractical to deal with enemies without countering. And that's the other problem that I had with the counter system that they did, in fact, address here, because quite a lot of the enemies are perfectly feasible to just take down with your beam. Like, it's not hard, they're not that tanky. And, of course, there are still some standout enemies that, like, are really a pain without countering. But still, it's it's nice that they addressed that a bit. It's nice that a lot of enemies can very easily be taken down with the beam now. Seems like we're about to find the core. Oh. No, not yet. We must be close. We're also close to an Emmy. I hear you beep booping away. Am I going the right way? Wait a minute, I'm clearly not. Yeah, how'd I end up doing that? Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. That's bad. Okay. I told you I might not always be efficient. And unfortunately, that's proving very true already. I was about to say, how did it not see me? This is... That right there, that's a sensor lock door, yeah. Okay. How did I mess that up so bad? I need to try and get... I shouldn't have gone through there. I can't even... Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Since I kinda really messed that up... Oh, hey. We got another shot of something lurking around. This still isn't the right place to be, right? No. Yeah, it's not. Huh. That's cool. I wonder, was that in the background last time I was here? Oh, actually, maybe coming here is just fine, but still, you know, this video is 37 minutes. I'll go ahead and save this one. Yeah, I'll cut it here for now. So we've started the game. I've got a couple little upgrades, and we've gotten kind of a grasp of the situation we're in, and we're even seemingly close to dealing with another Emmy, but we're not quite there yet. Maybe next time we'll get around to that. Until then, take care.